question. A member from Lambton-Kent-Middlesex.
Thank you very much, Speaker. My question today is for the Premier. Premier, within 72 hours of releasing your big spending, job-killing budget, 2 major manufacturing companies shut down their Ontario plants. Waterloo Furniture in Kitchener is relocating to Michigan and putting more than 230 people out of work, while heavy equipment giant Caterpillar is closing yet another Ontario factory, this time in Toronto, and throwing an additional 330 workers out of a job. It is clear that Ontario's manufacturing sector no longer has confidence in the McGuinty-Wynne-Horwath government.
That's right.
Premier, will you explain how this House can have confidence in your government when your lack of leadership is driving away business and costing us Ontario jobs?
Be seated, please. Be seated, please. Premier.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And of course, it is truly unfortunate and very upsetting to hear whenever a company chooses to close or relocate its business, and we're obviously very concerned about the well-being of the workers and their families, and are working hard with them, not only my ministry, but the Ministry of Training, Colleges, Universities. In fact, we have, through our rapid re-employment and training services, within an hour of us being notified, 1 hour of being notified by of a plant or facility closure, Training Colleges and Universities actually reaches out to the employer as well as to the union. They've done so in both cases, both here in Toronto with Caterpillar and in with Nape and Voigt in Kitchener, and in the supplementary, because I don't want the viewers, let alone the opposition, to not be aware of what the important things we're doing. I'll speak to that.
Supplementary.
Thank you, Speaker. And back to the Premier. But what is sad is reality that is facing the province of Ontario, and that is that we have nearly 600,000 men and women out of work and an unemployment rate of 7.7%. Even worse, Ontario's unemployment rate has been above the national average for 75 consecutive months.
That's a scandal.
With Ontario's interest payments set to rise to over $14.5 billion per year, it is no...
While I was telling him to come to order, he was still barking, so the member from Eglinton Lawrence, come to order. Carry on. And Hamilton East, don't need your help on that one.
Premier, with Ontario's interest rate set to rise to over $14.5 billion per year, it is no wonder that manufacturing companies are fleeing from Ontario's huge debt, layers of red tape, and Liberal gas plant scandals. Premier, when will you admit that you and your government are not equipped to address the jobs and debt crisis in this province, and in fact no longer hold the confidence of this House?
Well, Mr. Speaker, I still can't understand why the member opposite continues to beat down our businesses and manufacturers across this province. And since the bottom of the recession, Mr. Speaker, we've created nearly 400,000 new jobs. We brought back all of the jobs that were lost, and then 50% more, including 50,000 just last year. In fact, in the auto sector, just last month, they had the best April since 2008. Manufacturing in February has gone up as well across the country, led by Ontario. In fact, it was 4 times in February the consensus estimate, and most of that actually has been through production. So we're working hard. I hope the member opposite sees in the budget and will support it the efforts that we're making. $295 million for youth employment. We've continued for an additional 3 years the accelerated capital cost allowance, which has been very well received by manufacturers, estimated $250 million, and increased the threshold for the employer health tax. These are the measures that Ontarians want that support our businesses.